Hi guys and welcome back to the channel and welcome to a very special day. Today I am going to finally be checking out the first episode for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Steel Ball Run, or just Steel Ball Run. I believe is the title it was known as before JoJo was slapped in front of it back when the manga was released. But regardless of that, I am someone who, I haven't checked out anything JoJo related on the channel ever, but that's because I'm someone who has been watching the anime for quite some time. I hadn't even seen that much anime before I checked out part one, of course that being Phantom Blood. It was probably honestly one of my first 5 anime that I ever watched, and I just loved it almost immediately, and I was just floored and blown away by the entire series, and it really just has been a highlight for me. As anime has come and gone, there's always a new part on the way. Like it feels like there's something coming for JoJo all the time, and it's just always so fun to check out the next series. And I was not able to check out the first episode for Steel Ball Run immediately because just a whole bunch of different reasons, not important at all, but I figured, why not check out this new part for the channel? I think it would be a lot of fun. I am someone who knows next to nothing about Steel Ball Run. I just know that originally it was not framed or titled JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It was simply titled Steel Ball Run, and then JoJo's Bizarre Adventure I think was put in front of the title when it switched magazine to a monthly format. You guys don't need a history lesson, of course, but besides that, I know like 2 character names and like 2 stands. I'm aware that this is like an alternate reality, I guess, an alternate universe. I'm not sure which way that works. After the events of part 6, I don't know if the events of part 6 mean it branched off into alternate universes or anything like that, or if this is just its own thing. And so yeah, I'm just very excited to check this out. I don't think I'm going to yap much longer. I think I'm just ready to check this one out finally. Steel Ball Run. I just need this, and I'm very excited for this. This has been one of my most anticipated anime for a very long time, especially after part 6 finished. And I know the issues with the release. I don't know if that's on David Productions' end or Netflix, or maybe it's a combination of both. But this is one of the highest rated manga series on all of my anime list. Last time I checked, it was number 2, so we'll see what this series has in store for us. I'm sure this is going to be a great first episode. It's an extended episode, 40 something minutes long, so enough yapping from me. I think I'm ready finally to check out what Steel Ball Run has in store for us. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy this video, and if you're excited to see me check out more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in the future, whenever that happens to be, 2026 is what I hear, feel free to leave a like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when future uploads for this series or any other series go live on the channel. And of course, feel free to leave a comment down below letting me know something that isn't spoilery at all for this series. I don't want spoilers, but let me know how excited you are for Steel Ball Run being animated. And of course, feel free to share this with someone who you think might enjoy reaction content to Steel Ball Run, JoJo's, anything of the kind. And yeah, Steel Ball Run, episode number 1. Let's go. So just a little heads up while this Netflix logo runs. You might hear noise in the background. People are doing work. I apologize. I'll try my best to edit around that. Based on the original manga. Oh. I love the instrumentation already. Immediately very Western sounding, which is sick. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Oh, this is going to be bizarre, I'm sure. Part 7. The Western sound is actually so good. Okay. 19th century. The conquest of the West. The Wild West, of course. as it's probably more commonly known. Just last month, or maybe it was in the past 2 months, I can't even remember, I actually watched through Sergio Leone's Dollars trilogy. So the Western setting is so cool, and I'm so glad we're getting to see it here in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm really excited to see what the series has. I've only heard great things. The drums of liberation? Okay, what's happening here? The white man's book's hidden in his tent. They're hunting one of their own? Oh? He just locked in? Who is this man? What's with his way of running? Oh, that's crazy. He disappeared. Okay. Oh shit, I hear a familiar, almost sounding motif. Steel Ball Run. That jazzy sound, it takes me back. Episode 1, Steel Ball Run. Okay, that's how we start the series. 1890, a beach in San Diego. Steel Ball Run race. What is the Steel Ball Run? Ends in New York. Shit. Okay, cross country. Yeah. Horseback race. Damn. 4,000 miles. Jeez. For conquering each area or the entire thing? That's Johnny Joestar, I believe. It's like one of the characters I know the name of. Wheelchair? Steven Steele. Okay. Will you make up more than 50 million from the $150? Of course. That's wild. Can they just kill each other? You hadn't thought that far? Failure is not an option. That's right. No such thing. So it's called Steel Ball Run because you're steel? Like something Steven Steele? It wouldn't be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure without the wacky characters. This is true. People are gonna take part in this from all over the country, I'm guessing? Are people coming from other countries to compete? Have they heard of this? Yep, that's $150 right there. The conditions, please sign here. I did not get enough time to read all that. Noseprint. Oh, I love that I'm already hearing the motifs. Gyro Zappoli. I've heard a lot about Gyro Zappoli. He's Go Zappoli. It's been a while since we've had a Zappoli in JoJo. Okay. Did he just use vibrations? Shit. Oh, he's got such a cool voice too. Uh-oh. Did this guy come and steal some? We need this guy on our side. Jeez. Valkyrie. Oh, you get a tent. What are you gonna do? Pulling weird shit? You're the one that pulled weird shit. A gun! Sure thing, boss. Nah, he knew. I mean, he didn't know, but he made a good guess. You're gonna join the race? How? You're gonna be in prison? Are we gonna make a fool out of him right here now? Give him the gun back? The two hands pointing down. I know what you're trying to say here, Gyro. Jeez. He's not gonna go lightly once you pick up that gun. Here we go. True Wild West shit here. Ooh. Why did you take it so seriously? Bro, you're the one that threatened to follow us to the end of America. Eat your words, bozo. Good luck. Jeez, there it is. He thought there was a distraction. Oh shit, what? It's twisting him? So it is like a velocity type thing, is it? Damn, the JoJo motifs are so good. He shot himself, so he twisted his arm using the ball. That was crazy. Nothing wrong with it. A duel in 1800s. Don't know, how did they say what year this was? They probably did actually. A steel ball! Run? That's what we're gonna use to run with. Oh? But it didn't affect him in the same way. What are the differences there? Yes! Shit, okay. Could this ball help you? Urusei! Curiosity? No. Okay. Mosquitoes. Damn, he's so cool. It reflexively, like, altered your nerves or something? Muscles, I guess? Yo, he looks like just so many JoJo thugs. Damn, this guy does not hold back. Shit. Steel spin. Okay. Is that gonna be our goal? Cross the steel ball run? Damn, that looks crazy. Hurry up and go home now. up. Unprecedented, the steel ball run race. So we're going to gather up $150, right? This is... Oh? Oh, that was cool. I love the little break kind of like commercial thing. About 2 hours earlier. Ah, you came here to see the race, but now you're going to take part. It was a dream. He once was a racer. He is Johnny Joestar. So he wasn't born like this. Something happened to him. Of course. That is a very beautiful sentiment. Wow, that's sad. Nicholas Joestar. Nijo? Oh. Was it a horse racing accident? Damn, you use that as your motivation? A prodigy, I'm sure you were. I'm sure it was intoxicating winning so much. Oh. Damn. Johnny sucks actually. What is... Oh my god, that's awful. We did something terrible. There it is. Well, I don't think that was, you know, the right compensation, like payback sort of thing, but this wasn't surprising. Like, he did a bad thing. Did he get what he deserved? Probably not, but I'm sure he's been humbled a lot. Jeez. Yep, suddenly he's not at the top of the world anymore. Suddenly he's being treated like shit. No one comes to visit you. How the times have changed. I mean, I believe it, but it's gonna be difficult. Valkyrie. The 3D horses. Johnny. Oh, he's trying though. It's the determination and the perseverance. He doesn't feel that in his leg. Yeah. Bad-tempered and out of control. It's a cool looking horse though. What? There's no way, just watch. Something beyond human, that's what he's gonna be. Oh, this is the guy from the start. Oh shit. An emerald, probably worth more than 150. 990. You gonna run it? With just these legs is insane. He's gonna run this thing. Oh, we're gonna start. Is Johnny gonna finally race? Is Gyro gonna win this thing? What crazy shenanigans are they gonna get up to on this journey across America? 1890. The day the race begins. September 25th. I don't know why I'm saying January. So it's 1890. What are you gonna do to that teddy bear? Don't cut it up. Is that gonna be your, like, good luck charm? It's finally starting. So is Steven Steele also competing? He said he was going to be in a car? The top contenders. Here we go. Names. Mountain Tim. He's got a cool looking design. Ghost Rider in the sky. Okay. Number 1. Abdul. Shit. Okay. Even more throwbacks to old JoJo. Silver Bullet. Diego Brando. Shit. Okay. Is that a padlock on his ear? Oh my god. We're getting some big throwbacks here. We got a Joestar, we got a Zeppeli, a Dio, a Brando, and of course Abdul. Let's go! That's funny. Is he gonna ride this thing like that? Oh no. Oh, the horse finally has accepted him, has it? It's not stomping around him, it was licking at him. It's the spin. Yeah. You already have the answer? Okay. Hehe. Look at how many there are, as far as the eye can see. This man running is crazy. What's the name of your horse though, Johnny? Oh, there it is. Spin. Just in time. Who's going to take an early lead? My guess is on Mountain Tim. And they're off. 10 a.m. Transcontinental race. Do they have places to like stop and eat, drink, like feed their horses and stuff? Or do they have to make money across the journey too to buy stuff in different places? We're right behind Gyro. Steel ball run. Gyro 636. I mean, he's got Valkyrie, you know. Oh, the jazz. Ah, it's getting crowded. That's wild. Oh, that's scary, actually. That's really scary. It isn't against the rules. Diego Brando! Are you going to be the main villain of this series? Mountain Tim. I bet it's Mountain Tim. No? A camel? Jeez. Why are they vying for first place in the first 5 minutes? 5 seconds? Oh, shit. We're not attacking the camel, we're attacking the ground around it. There's a time bonus, okay. No, not the cacti. Oh, that's gotta sting. He'll be back. Wait, he's dropped out completely? Not even a chance to come back? It's gonna return to him. It is a crazy thing. Yep. Yo. Oh no, you missed the start of the race. I mean, you can still start, you're just gonna be behind. He's at his peak. 777. Poco Loco. In Poco Loco. That's funny. Okay, but if you want to... Steven Steele's car? Wait, it wasn't Steven Steele riding the car? I must have misunderstood that part. Known as Dio. He's very lean. And he's wearing actual, like, horse racing gear, like, with clothing and stuff. What is happening? Dio. Does his horse have a star? Shit, the family birthmark? Okay, your voice sounds very familiar. I'm so bad at voices, but I recognize that one. Quirk? My Hero Academia mention? That's very Dio theme once again, like, oh, I love the remixes of all these motifs and stuff. That is intense, that sound. Dio is a huge threat. Every 8th breath? Okay. The world sound effect? You stay back there. You don't know your horse's quirk? He's really just using the world. Well, he's not literally, but maybe. But like, the sound effect? Natural talent. 8 miles until the checkpoint for a time bonus. I guess you didn't know Valkyrie well enough. You're perfect as you are. Okay. You're just juicing up your horse? Shit, okay. Are we destroying the bridge? Oh no. Everyone is behind. That's not against the rules. Say it. Steel ball run. That's sick. Poco Loco. Are they the ones that fell initially? Oh no, they went the wrong way. The runner. Damn, the runner has his own path that he wants to take. But how are you going to cross the cliff? Yeah, seriously. Poco Loco, what are you going to do here? Killed by heaven? Enya? 1 in 5 billion? Nope, he's got grander aspirations. Oh no, we have to start all over again. For doing nothing? And then? Is he gonna make it? Is his horse gonna make it? Holy shit. That's a big jump. Oh, that's not good. This poor horse. Poco Loco is not taking its safety into account at all. Hey, yeah! Outcast? Okay. 800 yards. Yeah, we have to close that gap. Damn. We had to weave through the trees. Poco Loco really caught up a lot. He's trusting in his horse? Jeez. Damn, he's keeping his head up too. He's not even tucking his chin or anything. You should just take them out. Is it gonna do anything? Oh, is it gonna close in on him? It hit! Maybe his luck was fine through the woods, but he cannot be in charge or in control of the unknown. Well, he's still on his horse. Poco Loco. Would you call it lucky? Oh, he's gonna be a character, isn't he? A lot has already happened and we're only on the way to the first stage finish. Downhill. Jeez. We're gonna see some go flying forward. Yep. We're gonna see some jump down the hill probably. Mr. 1 in 5 billion.
迷うことは何もない。恐れる敵などどこにもいない。恐れる道もないってことだよな。
Oh my god, this guy. Yo, he's crazy. All these horses are crazy. They're not gonna make it down this okay. They're going flying here, yeah. What did they think was gonna happen? Oh, that's rough. Oh my god. The hell? Oh my god. Of course there was. It's not even skill, it's just pure luck. Oh, look at that shot. The runner. Sandman. Is that a Metallica reference? Final turn. Doesn't matter how they get there, it just matters that they get there. And being on foot means you can do more freely, but horses are generally going to be faster and probably exhaust a lot slower. That's really funny. 2,000 yards. Oh, it all comes down to this last part. First at the first stage. Steel ball run. Holy shit, that is a lot of people. Hero of the world. Oh, are we gonna make a bolt for it? The final 2,000 yards. Holy shit, everyone's picking up speed. It's Dioda. Just straight up using the world sound effect. It's insane. I love it. It's the pride. Yeah, the steel ball run. Let's go, Johnny Joestar. Poco Loco. Sandman's out in front. Surely we could take out someone running very easily. It's anyone's race still at this point. Four horses. Yep, he's acknowledged us. Now teach us something. Okay. It is an intense showdown at the finish. Where's Mountain Tim though? We haven't seen him at all. Gyro! It's not over yet! Oh! That's so cool. Bernoulli's principle. Oh, Araki's so funny with the way he writes these stories. It's just like this thing nobody's heard of. Well, not nobody, but... And there it is! Gyro Zeppeli, the winner of stage 1. Hell yeah.
1890年の夏、僕は何かに引き寄せられてここに来た。それは暗闇の中に見える美しいもの、希望という光かもしれない。
The light called hope.
僕が歩き出す物語だ。肉体がという意味ではなく、
Okay.
から大人という意味で。
That's really sweet.
僕ジョニー・ジョースターが
Met the mysterious man.
ジャイロ・ツェペリと出会ったことで。
To be continued. I missed that little arrow. That was a really great first episode. I'm not gonna lie. That was really good. It like set things up, but also didn't waste too much time setting things up. Damn it, there's one thing that Araki knows how to do. It is create a story that immediately clues you into what's going on, I guess, like for the most part. And just introduces like characters that immediately you're like, okay, I get it. I get this guy and I'm going to have fun following this guy. And then also, of course, just not wasting much time and jumping straight into things, which is what I think a big highlight of this episode was. This episode did not, like, I wouldn't have minded just spending more time with the characters, getting to know them before we started the race, but considering that this is Steel Ball Run and it's about the Steel Ball Run race, which is fun now for me to learn what the title of Steel Ball Run actually means, but at the same time, I can only imagine now, learning that Johnny Joestar is in a wheelchair, that Steel Ball Run has like a double meaning. He wants to learn more about the steel balls and then he could run himself, if that makes sense. And also Steel Ball Run, like there's the steel balls and then there's the guy running. Like, yeah, you could probably look at it in like a million different ways. The main reason for the title of it is the race itself, which is called the Steel Ball Run. I wonder why it's called the Steel Ball Run. I guess it's called the Steel something Run because it's Steven Steele who's promoting this thing. But then it makes you question, is Ball like another character that is promoting this thing? Is it like a double promotion, but only Steele is kind of putting his face out there? Where did this ball part come from in the name of the race? Because obviously the run itself is probably related to the race, the run, the horse race, right? So I'm just questioning now what the run or the ball part means. It might become obvious the more we see, but yeah, that's just a little question that I have for now. And considering I was kind of already aware of the fact that this is an alternate universe, obviously it immediately tells you we're going back to 1890s America, and of course that's interesting because this is our second time in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure being in America, I believe. Well, you know, second main time, you know, with Joseph Joestar being from America, but obviously, you know, parts 3 probably you see, and maybe also part 4 actually, you probably see Joseph in America at some point. So it's not the only part 2 that, you know, has focus on America, but it's kind of like the main America part of JoJo. So seeing part 7 here, Steel Ball Run Return to America, and this time have the main focus on it. We're not going elsewhere. It's not like this this big journey to Rome like with part 2. And then in saying that, there was talk of Mexico here as well, and I believe in part 2 we also go to Mexico because we have that part where Joseph dresses up. So yeah, I wonder if this is kind of taking aspects from part 1. Like we see the name Johnny, Jonathan, Diego, Dio, Gyro Zeppeli, obviously that would be Baron Zeppeli from part 1. And I wonder if we're going to meet a Speedwagon across this part as well. I guess if there is going to be no Speedwagon in this part, Steven Steele might kind of take that place where he's kind of doing like the commentary, calling things out and making us aware of what is happening, etc. Because being separate from everything that's going on, you know, he's not part of the action per se, he's following in the train brain. He's far enough back that he can watch everything and kind of call out what's happening so that we, the viewer, kind of get that translated to us, kind of like what Speedwagon did back in the day during part 1. There's been a Speedwagon type character kind of present throughout every part, kind of telling us what is happening exactly, and I think Steven Steele might take that form within this. But then maybe some of the horse names are related to some of the other characters. We also see Ermd Abdul. We saw, who else was there? Was there anyone else? I mean, we heard the sound effect, very similar to the sound effect anyway for the world. Just like as a fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I couldn't imagine, like, I mean, you could probably technically be like, hey, you could just start at part 7. You don't need to know anything that came before it. I'm not saying that you should, for the record. It's called part 7 for a reason. You should watch parts 1 through 6 first. In my humble opinion, I think that's probably the common opinion. You should be familiar with the content of parts 1 to 6, because a lot of the cool moments for this episode for me were the, holy shit, this is a reference to this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, you know, things like that. But at the same time, the coolest thing about this, Araki does do that. So it's very clearly this alternate universe where familiar named characters show up. We even saw Enya's character, I think, at one point, or her version of it in this world. We see that Araki is not spending too much time focusing on what came before. Like, you know, it's not just a big nostalgia circle jerk or anything. Like, that's not how it feels to me anyway, because they're names and familiar things to both drive the plot forward, but also I feel like a part of using similar names and similar ideas is so that we who are already familiar with the series and familiar with characters like that and everything like that, we can immediately know how we should feel about certain things. It's really quick, and like immediately I see Dio written on some guy's hat and I'm like, okay, can't trust that guy. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with going forward. And it did certainly look to be that way. He was challenging with Zeppeli for the first place in this first part of the race. So yeah, he's going to be someone that we need to keep an eye out on. And of course, also hearing a new rendition, I believe it was a new rendition, forgive me if I'm just bullshitting, of Dio's theme playing when Diego was kind of explaining the quirks and everything for horses, and we were seeing him zipping in and out. That was damn cool. Hearing that familiar theme, and also, like, speaking of themes, the Steel Ball Run theme is incredible. It's so fun. It is so similar to what has come before, with the jazzy feel, the horns and everything, the similar voices. I don't know who it is that actually composed or did the theme, but you know, I recognized the voices, I feel like, that were singing the Steel Ball Run part and everything like that. I feel like those are the voices that we've heard in other parts, main characters, main themes. But I think the most interesting thing about this here is probably the fact that we heard the main theme, what sounds to be the main character theme, playing for Gyro Zeppeli and not for Johnny Joestar. Forgive the hammering in the background. I apologize. But I think that is maybe really, really interesting, because while Gyro was focused on a lot in this episode, there was also a lot of focus on Johnny, and we got to learn about his past and everything. So I kind of thought that it would be like a deuterology, a deuteragonist kind of thing. Is that the right word? Where the two of them would be co-main characters. But you know, a lot of what we're seeing here, like the main theme playing for Gyro, is really, really just interesting to me. But I can imagine that Johnny is going to be the main character as well, because the final words of this being, this is about me taking my first steps, not literally, but from childhood to adulthood. I think that that's very clearly telling us that we're following his journey, and a lot of this was his journey. We learned about his past, we learned about his new goals, his new determination, and what he wants next. So we were very heavily focused on that, whereas with Gyro Zeppeli, he's a mystery man. We just know he wants to win this race. We know he's got these steel balls that have some sort of velocity to them that can alter whatever they touch. But I wonder how that's affected with what is touched by it, because we saw the first guy get affected in a really intense way where his whole arm twisted, and then he twisted the arm with the gun to himself, which, you know, he ended up shooting it at himself. I don't know if he died in that moment or not, but I could only assume he did. So that was a really crazy way to do that. I wonder if Gyro is in control of what literally happens. So did he will for that to happen? He probably did, because then but then at the same time, like when Johnny touched it, it didn't affect him that much. He stood up, like it caused him to stand up out of his wheelchair, and then he fell back into it. So I don't know how it's changed. Maybe because the speed had slowed down a lot, considerably, since that first moment and this second moment. But then also he was able to alter Johnny's fingers so that he was twisted into the balcony, or the high thing that he was grabbing onto it. Also, yeah, I don't know why they're always doing work around here. They're either cutting grass or hammering. It drives me insane. I really apologize for the hammering. But I assume he can control the speed because he used it on his horse's legs, and his horse doesn't cripple itself. It doesn't go crazy. So yeah, I imagine he has some control over the spin, and we're going to get to see more of that as the series continues. I'm sure we're going to get to learn how this thing works and what the point of it is. I think it's really cool that this first episode had no sign of stands whatsoever, but sadly one thing I do know about the series is this part is that stands do eventually show up. I don't know if that's spoilers for anyone. I do apologize if that does come across as a spoiler, but at the same time, this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I feel like that's kind of to be expected, especially when you know this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, right? Yeah, this first episode really focused on a few different things. The first part being, you know, here is what the Steel Ball Run race is, and it's about going from San Diego to New York. Simple, right? Not really, because this is 1890 and they're doing it in horseback. So it's a big race. It's a very challenging race, but at the same time, it's split up into several different parts. So going based off of what we saw at the end of this episode, Zeppeli crossed the finish line and there was a shit ton of people in front of him, so he couldn't really go forward anymore. So I'm guessing that means that each part will take place on a different day and everything like that. So it makes it less of a continuous race from point A to point B, a more of a segmented race where you finish the first part, there's a break, you finish the second part, there's a break, and so on and so forth. So that's what I've learned here, I guess, about the race. The $150 entry fee is so that not just anyone enters, right? So there are a lot of people entering, but it's not that there's just like a billion people entering because of the prize that is at the end of it. But you know, it breaks up the people that are serious about this. Like, you're not going to drop $150 in 1890 unless you're serious and think that you could win this thing. So that's a good way to do that. We get to learn about Johnny's past. He used to be a stable boy, or not a stable boy, but he grew up on a farm. His father raced horses and everything, and he had an older brother who was at the top of the game in horse racing. He was a great jockey, but then he died in an accident one day, and his father, who had never once looked at him, I guess was so struck by grief that Johnny wanted to be the one that was looked at. He wanted to make a name for himself, and he took that death of his brother as a kickstart for his own career, and he was winning everything. He was called a prodigy, but then he got cocky. He was at the top of the world and he was overconfident, and what he said here at the end of the episode, where it was like something like going from childhood to adulthood, I feel like this is very important here for this part of the story, because he was very clearly like so cocky and full of himself, and he didn't look at others. He didn't see others as equal. He saw his people below him because he was always at the top of the world. So he does things that are very shitty, like he skipped a line and then, you know, ratted out this other person saying that they skipped the line, which ended up leading to the point where he shot, presumably hits his spine, and that's then when he stopped being able to walk. So not that he brought this on himself. I'm not saying he should have been shot, but his actions led to this consequence. And yeah, that's something that he's going to have to live with. That's a huge weight that's on his shoulder, and he's going to have to live with that burden of consequence. And we learn then that despite the fact people flocked around him when he was at the top of the game, he was winning races. Once he is crippled and he's in a hospital, nobody visits him. Nobody gives a shit because he's not irrelevant. He's not important anymore. He was just seen as the hot shit at the time. So now that he's nothing, people don't care, and so he's suddenly nothing anymore, and he's gonna have to find a place for himself, and that's gonna be what Steel Ball Run is all about here, is what we've learned. Another really cool thing about this part is that, much like what we've seen from more so like part 4 onwards, characters are slimming down. Our main characters here, they're not big buff men. They're still very toned and strong looking, but you know, the way that this series has transitioned from being, you know, Fist of the North Star, big buff, huge, like anatomy all over the place, to like much slimmer defined people. It's really cool, and I do really like the designs. The designs are really cool here. We see several characters here with unique designs. Diego Brando especially kind of stands out because he's like the only character that we see that looks almost like he's in actual jockey attire, so for that reason he really stands out. Mountain Tim, I mentioned him like 12 times this episode because I kept thinking, well, he was named earlier, he's going to show up. He didn't really do anything this episode, but he has a cool cowboy design. Of course, Ermed Abdul, he looks very much like Abdul from part 3, which I think is really cool. Gyro Zeppeli looks sick. Like his whole like get up, he's just dripping in like cool. He's just such a cool, slick guy. His voice is really cool too. I really love his voice. And then Johnny with the cap and the hair sticking through, and the little horse with the horseshoe. I think it's a really cool design too. I really like Johnny's design, and Johnny's horse as well. I really like the look of, like the white with the little spots. It's just got such a cool look to it. This is going to be a really, really fun part to follow. Poco Loco looks to be an absolute fun, hilarious character that I'm going to be really excited and looking forward to seeing what he gets up to next, because he's going to be an absolute trip. He's going to be a really just goofy, silly side, you know, comic relief character that's going to be really fun to follow. As well as that, it's going to be really cool to see what Sandman can get up to, because he could be a real dark horse here. I don't mean that ironically, because he's the only character that's not riding a horse, unless you count Abdul, who was on a camel. He could be a real dark horse because he has more control over the environment around him. Like, he can run on rocks. He can make these shortcuts that horses wouldn't be able to make. He could probably make a crazy big shortcut at some point in the story, because horses are meant to go one way, whereas he can go a different way, which is shorter, but it's a way the horses would not be able to go. So I think he could be really interesting and fun to keep an eye on as well. I think that this is going to be a really great race. I wonder if we're going to see some fighting, because this is a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure story, so I can only imagine we're going to see fighting that takes place out of the reins, out of the saddle. So when does that begin? Is it going to begin in episode 2, whenever that happens to come, or when will that happen? All right, I'm reading now the conditions, like the application form, I guess, for the Steel Ball Run. Number 1, the entry fee shall be $150 for each person entered. If it so happens, number 2, if it so happens that the entrant fails to start the race, the said entrant shall not demand or seek refund of this entry fee. Number 3, the said entrant shall submit to the taking of his finger mark as proof of identity. Number 4, prior to the commencement of the race, the entrant shall submit to the taking of the horse's nose print as proof of its identity. I suppose this is so that the horse that you enter with is the horse that you will have the entire race. There's no switching it up. Number 5, upon the conclusion of the race, the entrant shall submit to the taking of its horse's nose print as proof of its identity. So once again, of course. Number 6, the participating jockey and horse shall, throughout the duration of the race, be limited to those declared at the time of entry. Whosoever violates the same shall be disqualified from the race. Number 7, the entrant shall strictly adhere to the appointed date and time for the commencement of the race. And number 8, the entrant shall not dispute the judge's determination of the order of finish. I wonder if number 8 will come up at the end. I wonder how Poco Loco got past number 7. Like, he's racer 777, and number 7 is that they shall adhere to the appointed date and time for the commencement of the race. So how was he not disqualified when he didn't participate at the exact time at 10 a.m. I wonder if there's any reason for that, or if there's going to be writing for that at any point, but that's curious. Besides that, though, the race was really fun. I loved watching them, compete from the horses. Like, there wasn't so much like fighting or anything. It was just like a straight horse race, which was really, really cool. And I really appreciated that. And I think it's going to be cool if we get to see more of that going forward. The way the gyro uses the balls is really unique and fun. The way that different people use different ideas and everything is really fun. And I really am very excited to see this continue into the future. And yeah, it's just very quirky, very silly, and I loved it. I love some of the shots. I love the designs. I love the way this looks. David Production have absolutely cooked here, and I hope that we get to see episode 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 very soon. I hope that it's not just like up in the air for much longer, because it is disappointing knowing that we don't know when the rest is coming, because that's a big part of why I was almost hesitant to actually do this video, because I didn't know if part 7 would even be continued anytime soon. So yeah, I decided to bite the bullet anyway and check it out, and I'm so glad I did, because this was incredible. Gyro Zeppeli crossing the finish line, and we get to see what comes next going forward. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already, and leave a comment down below letting me know what you loved about this episode. And I cannot wait to see episode 2 when it happens to come, of course. And yeah, if you guys want to see more, feel free to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when future uploads go live on the channel, and share this with someone who you think might enjoy reaction content to Steel Ball Run and anything else that I have on the channel. But yeah, what a great way to start JoJo on the channel. I really love this, and I'm hoping we get more soon. So yeah, I hope that you guys are having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.